Every lion's confrontation doesn't begin with strength, but with timing and distance controlled in silence. In different environments, from the savanna to the edge of the forest or the water's edge, the same predator can change its approach in seconds. As distance narrows and the advantage constantly shifts, the outcome no longer depends on initial size. So what truly determines the result? In the sub-Saharan African savanna, spotted hyenas are widely distributed, concentrated in the Serengeti and near Masai Mara thanks to abundant food sources from migrating herds. They live in packs of more than 20 individuals, maintaining formation and observing even while resting under the canopy. At the edge of the forest, open spaces reduce control of the area, and even a small misstep can open up an opportunity. Near the edge of the forest trail, a male lion weighing over 400 pounds stopped upon spotting the hyena pack. It observed, keeping its body low, moving through the bushes and shade to close the distance. When close enough, it accelerated into the center of the pack, forcing the hyenas to scatter and disrupting their formation. The formation was instantly broken. A young hyena slowed down and was left behind. The lion maintained a short approach, closing in and subduing the nearest target. The remaining hyenas retreated from the area, unable to maintain their original formation. After this short and well-timed approach, the lion prevailed, closing the situation in seconds. Once the disruption ended, the formation was no longer maintained. At that point, the advantage vanished. Such situations do not last long but are decided in a short time. The outcome usually goes to the side that acts at the right time and maintains a favorable distance. In vast grasslands and semi-deserts, African wild dogs move constantly between savannas, woodlands, and arid regions. In the Serengeti, they can travel dozens of miles a day tracking prey, each weighing approximately 44 to 66 pounds. They operate in packs with a steady rhythm and close coordination. When one separates from the pack, a safe space emerges that is clear and short-lived. In the dry forest, a male lion spots a lone target and stops to observe. It keeps its body low, moving in short strides through the cover, constantly adjusting its direction to close the gap. Once in a favorable position, it accelerates suddenly, lunging directly at the target and locking onto it before the opponent can change direction. The situation changes in seconds. The separated lion loses its rhythm and is held in place, while the others stall outside the danger zone. The lion maintains control, pulling the target out of the area and stabilizing its position. The advantage is established for the lion after a short, precise, and well-timed approach. When the situation ends, the rhythm is no longer maintained. Coordination becomes less effective. The situation usually ends quickly and is difficult to reverse. The outcome depends on timing and the ability to maintain distance in open space. In the flat savannas of Kenya, Tanzania, Namibia, and Botswana, cheetahs roam across vast grasslands and sparse woodlands, each weighing between 77 and 154 pounds. They can reach speeds of 55 to 70 miles per hour in short bursts. Once they leave their vantage point and move into open areas, the cover diminishes rapidly, and that's when the danger emerges. Along the dry grass, a male lion stops upon spotting its target. It keeps its body low, moving downwind to close the distance. The space is silent for a few seconds. When close enough, it makes a short burst of speed and blocks the opponent's path before they can react. The target loses its acceleration advantage and cannot maintain a long run. The lion maintains its close position, controls the distance, and finishes the situation very quickly. The outcome favors the lion after this well-timed approach, before things calm down. The distance has been shortened, and the speed advantage is no longer effective. At that point, the acceleration doesn't create a safe gap. Situations like this are decided very quickly. The outcome depends on timing and the ability to control position in open space. In the savanna, woodland, and semi-desert regions of Africa, such as the Serengeti and Kruger, leopards adapt flexibly from grasslands to rocky terrain. They often drag their prey up trees to avoid larger predators. Their compact bodies and strong shoulder and jaw muscles help them maintain an advantage when high up. But once they leave this position, the protective range narrows rapidly and the risk becomes apparent, leading to a waiting game from below. Beneath the low canopy, a pride of lions spotted their target on a branch and positioned themselves around it. They observed, making no unnecessary movements and closing the distance. The space was silent for a few seconds. When the leopard landed, the directions immediately closed, forcing the target to change direction. Unable to find a clear opening, the leopard gradually lost its agility advantage. The lions maintained their position and controlled the surrounding area. The situation ended quickly with the advantage shifting toward the lions before the rhythm of movement gradually stabilized. In conditions of losing a point of support, adaptability also diminished. Flexibility was insufficient to create an advantage. Such situations depend on location and timing. The outcome is determined quickly when space is controlled. Along the riverside grasslands of Africa, buffalo live in savannas, woodlands, and waterlogged pastures. The dense grass provides food, while the water source provides drinking and cooling. Herds often move close to the riverbanks to graze and observe from a distance. However, when they separate from the group and venture into sparsely forested areas, their protective range shrinks rapidly and the risk increases, creating opportunities. Behind a shallow pool of water, a male lion stopped upon spotting a buffalo. It kept its body low, moving downwind to close the distance. The space was almost silent for a few seconds. When close enough, it suddenly accelerated, lunging from behind and forcing the buffalo to constantly change direction. The buffalo's pace slowed noticeably, losing its rhythm and direction under pressure from multiple sides. Two other lions appeared, flanking it and closing the gap. Within seconds, the buffalo lost its balance and was trapped. The lions controlled the situation, and victory belonged to them. Under pressure from multiple sides, the defensive formation lost its original structure. Its ability to resist diminished significantly. Such situations usually end quickly. The outcome depends on timing and the ability to maintain position in open space. In the Sahara Desert, the Arabian Peninsula, and the Kalahari, oryxes are incredibly resilient. They can survive for weeks without water, obtaining moisture from scarce vegetation. Their long horns, 75 to 100 centimeters in length, and sturdy bodies allow them to move steadily across the hot sand. When they stop to forage, their field of vision narrows rapidly, exposing them to danger and creating an opening for an approach. On the arid grassland, a lion lowered its body upon spotting an oryx grazing. It moved slowly downwind to close the distance. Silence reigned for a few seconds. When close enough, it accelerated suddenly, lunging forward and forcing the oryx to constantly change direction. The oryx lost its balance under the relentless pressure. The lion maintained its position and tightened the distance. Within seconds, the oryx was blocked and unable to move further. The lion secured the victory after a swift, precise, and well-timed close approach, before its movement gradually stabilized. Along the mudflats and water's edge of the Nile River, swamps, and large lakes in Africa, Nile crocodiles congregate around water sources where prey is forced to come. They are distributed in tropical and subtropical regions with one of the strongest bite forces. On land, their movement is slow and dependent on distance. Once they leave the water and move ashore, their advantage diminishes significantly, and vulnerable areas begin to appear. In the dry strip of land near the river's edge, a lion spotted a crocodile moving on land. It kept its body low, following the wind and terrain to close the distance. There was silence for a few seconds. When close enough, it accelerated, lunged, and pinned its opponent, forcing it to turn and retreat toward the water. Forced toward the water, the situation quickly turned against the crocodile. The crocodile lost its advantage on land and was forced to continuously retreat toward the river's edge. The lion maintained its position and complete control of the area on the shore. At the end of the encounter, the crocodile escaped into the water for safety, while the lion gained absolute dominance on land. With changing environments, the advantage changes. On land, position and distance dictate the pace. Underwater, the opposite is true. When conditions are no longer favorable, the ability to overwhelm diminishes rapidly. Therefore, the outcome is often decided quickly, depending on where the collision occurs. The common thread in confrontations lies not in absolute strength, but in the ability to control timing and distance in each specific environment. From the savanna to the water's edge or the desert, advantage is always fluctuating and can reverse in seconds as distance shrinks. In those moments, even a small misstep can change the course of events. Ultimately, the side that gains the advantage is always the one that correctly reads the situation and acts precisely at the decisive moment.